Hi everyone, and here's Basti broadcasting from his van in North Norfolk. He's going to be on the chat today. We've got a special today on the Dantian, okay? So we're going to go deeper with the whole lower Dantian. There's 3 Dantians according to Chinese medicine philosophy. There's the lower Dantian, the middle and the upper Dantian. That's the kind of the hara, the center of the sort of emotional center, and then the mind center. They're the 3 Dantians. And up until last week, before we got into the CV points, we were actually just like basically just doing that whole area. And last week we did point of the week CV4, the gate of origin, which is one of the 2 points that make up the lower Dantian. So this week we're going to go a little bit deeper into the Dantians, and we're going to experiment with 2 of the points, and so that's going to take us like onto another level. I'm hoping another level of understanding how the Dantian works. Okay, so good morning to everyone. It's lovely to see some familiar names on the chat, yeah, great. Let's start. So we're going to do the normal scans. I just realized I haven't got my notepad, so I'm going to go run and get that in a second. But we're going to do the whole body scanner first of all. So while I'm getting my note paper, why don't you stand up, just relax, and I'll just run into the office and get it. Okay, so we're going to do the usual whole body scan, and we're going to do the connection between yin and yang, and I'll explain why when we get on deeper into the Dantian. So let's just start off with standing, just relaxing and standing. Okay, and before we do anything else today, what we're going to do is we're going to check into our connection between yin and yang. That's connection to the earth and connection to the heavens. We're going to see whether we're generally feeling kind of yin and kind of a little bit heavy, or we're generally feeling a little bit overactive, maybe a bit too up in the body and not grounded. So let's just check in and see how we're doing as a group. We haven't done this poll for a little while. I just want to check in because that links directly with the 2 points that we're going to look at today. We're going to explore today related to the lower Dantian. Okay, so just relax. And before we do any scanning, just check out and see whether you feel that you're floating up a little bit too much, or whether you feel you're kind of a bit heavy and sinking down, or maybe you're feeling kind of in the middle. Just take a moment just to tune into that. Okay, and I know where I am. I'm going to run the poll right now. We're just going to see whether we're just more generally up or more down, and then we'll do the whole body scan. So let's have a look. If I can find the poll. We've got so many polls now that I keep them. Here we go. Is your energy 2 up, 2 down, or about right? Okay, let's go. I'm going to share this now. Okay, are you very much 2 up, a little bit 2 up, about balanced, too low, or very much down and too low? If you're feeling too low, everything is too low and kind of heavy and too grounded, that means you've got too much yin and not enough yang. And if it's the other way around and you've got too much activity, you're kind of floating up and not enough solidity, that's too much yang and not enough yin. And we're looking to get more balanced. And look, this is pretty significant because when we did this earlier on, about a year ago, we were getting pretty much an even distribution. But what we've got here is we've got a little bit too much yin going on as a group. If you look at that distribution there, we've got 40% of you feeling too down, too heavy and grounded. So we need to lift up and get more qi moving. And that also links with the poll last week. Remember when we checked in to see whether you felt generally overactive, which is kind of yang, or kind of more tired, kind of low in energy. And there was definitely a big swing towards feeling kind of low in energy. So what we need point of the week, which I'm going to introduce to you fairly soon in the session today. Okay. But what we'll do is we'll do the body scan first of all, just to check in to see how we are. I've got my pen and paper ready now. So I'm just going to relax a little bit. And let's just scan through from the top of our head all the way down. And we're going to go through the head first of all, just tuning in, jaw, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, neck, shoulders, chest area, and then down the arms, down to the diaphragm, then the abdominal area, and then in the hip to the hips. Just going to scan down, just sensing out how we're feeling, down into the knees, and then the ankles and feet. Okay, now I'm going to zoom out a bit and just take a general overview of our whole energy and just see how we are, whether there's anywhere that's weak or blocked or doesn't feel right. And we're just going to do a little bit of a sketch, just a quick sketch of our whole body scan, and then we'll do the 3 burners and see how we're doing with the 3 burners. Okay, just to put it down on paper, that's how I'm feeling this morning. You can see I really do need the Wednesday class, as usual. Very good. Now I'm going to just turn my paper over the other way, and I'm going to do the 3 burner scan. So this is to just check in on the 3 burners. So let's just do that standing up again. And we'll find out which burner you'd like to work on. So we already know that generally as a group, feeling a little bit on the heavy side, a bit too connected to the yin, we need a bit more qi, a little bit more activity, a little bit more yang. So let's just see how the burners fit in with that. We've had a few surprises the last few weeks, so let's just see how we get on. So let's scan in first to our lower burner. That's from the navel down into the pelvic floor, all the way through, around and into the sacrum. So I'm just tuning in there just to see what that's like. Got it? Okay. And then up into the middle burner. That's all around here. See what that's like. And then finally the upper burner. What is that like? Okay, now we just turn those 3 experiences into an image, and then we can just draw them and see which burner we'd like to work on the most. Just a little quick sketch here. Okay, a little bit different from last week. Let's see if I can find the 3 burner poll. Okay, here we go. Which burner would you want to work on most today? I'm going to run that poll, and that will give us even more information to combine with our feeling that we're generally feeling a little bit heavy. 44%, that's pretty significant, that is. Let's see. Wow, this is similar to last week, isn't it? The upper burner is really taking the lead here. The middle burner and the upper burner. Very interesting. If you've got anyone else like to vote for that? Okay, here we go. So we've always got to work our way into the upper burner. Perhaps it's because we need more qi. That's why you need more work. We need generally more work on the upper burner because that's going to connect us with the yang and balance out that heavy feeling. So that's definitely an explanation. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off with a little bit of gentle shaking, and then we'll go on. We're going to go directly into point of the week, which is a contrasting point with last week. Okay, so I'm a little bit excited about that because this is really going deeper, really quite a lot deeper into the Dantian, and I really hope you're going to enjoy that. So let's just start off with some gentle shaking. I'm just going to put my feet shoulder width apart. I'm just shaking out my arms and legs. Okay, so let's start energizing the upper burner straight away by taking some nice easy breaths and then making them a little bit stronger. get some of that air Qi into the upper burner, and at the same time releasing out through the shoulders and releasing the thoracic spine. I'm just going backwards and forwards here just to keep the thoracic spine open. Relaxing the jaw. Excellent. Okay, we're just going to shake it all the way down. Let's get those hips really relaxed. We're going to open up the hips, both sides. Keeping the jaw relaxed. And relaxing the throat. Nice and gentle. If you're feeling a little bit tired, you want to keep the shaking really, really relaxed and very, very loose. And if you're feeling a bit obstructed, like you've got tension in the body, that's when you want to go a little bit stronger and get the tension out of the body. Okay, excellent. Okay, very good. Now what we'll do now is we're going to contrast two really important points in the Dantian. Now, if you remember last week we did gate of origin. That's probably the most deep, profound point in the whole body because it links us with our ancestors. It links us to the basic yin of the body. Okay, so let's just first of all activate that. And we're going to do it by remembering where it is. And if you remember, it's between the navel and the top of the pubic bone. So if you feel down, you feel the top of the pubic bone there. That's divided into 5. And then if you imagine that's divided into 5, and then we go 2/5 up, that is CV4, gate of origin. Just if you want to look at the graphics, I'm just going to flash the graphics up for you just really quickly. Okay, this is CV4. You can see that's like 2 body inches up from the top of the pubic bone, and that's the gate of origin. It tonifies the essence and the kidney key, and it's the meeting place of the spleen, liver and kidney channels. And that's a really deeply yin point. It gives us a really healthy connection with the earth. And I'd just like to contrast that with the point of the week for this week. So let's first of all start off by building a feeling of uplifting energy from the yin. So we're going to use the yin energy to kind of support our gate of origin here, this point. We're going to rub our hands together. Okay, check this out. We're going to find that point, which is really quite low. It's just 2 body inches up from the pubic bone. Now, if we relax our hips and we extend our energy from our hands by opening up the armpits, and we're going to get a really deep connection there, right into the back of the sacrum. If you imagine it goes through here, into the sacrum here, into this deep points here. And if you remember from last week, it actually connects with all of the yin channels of the leg. So we're going to first of all just rotate here, okay? I'm rotating here around CV4, which is the gate of origin, and that's on the lower border, the yin border of the Dantian. Dantian is that whole area below the navel that up until now we've mainly focused on. So let's just focus on CV4, and while we're doing that, we're going to open up kidney 1, okay, and we're going to open up the yin channels of the leg just with our mind by connecting down into the earth, and we're feeling the yin energy coming up from the earth and supporting our body and going into this deep lower part of the Dantian. And this is going to give us a kind of lightness because the yin has an upward energy, especially the spleen, and it's going to give us a stronger feeling in the lower hara because of the kidney channel, and it's going to start moving the Qi because of the liver. Okay, so we've got uplift with the spleen, strengthening with the kidney, and movement of Qi with the liver. And all of those 3 aspects of those channels are going to energize that gate of origin. Now we're going to relax the hips a little bit more, okay? Just relax the hips a bit more, let it go a bit deeper in, relaxing the lower part of the abdomen, keeping it nice and relaxed. Opening up kidney 1, I'm opening up kidney 1 here. Okay, this is all, we did all this last week, so this is kind of revision from last week, and we're going to contrast this with CV6 in a moment. Okay, very good. Okay, so we're concentrating on relaxing those hips, opening up the knees, opening up the ankles, opening up the soles of the feet, and feeling that uplifting feeling coming up from the earth. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is we're going to activate CV4 by activating those 3 yin channels, and we're going to get CV4 really humming, and then we're going to go up to the point of the week, which is a contrasting point, which we'll do in a few moments. So let's start off by activating the breathing down into the gate of origin. We're going to relax the shoulders, open up the armpits, keep it going, breathing in. Feel that breath going down into the lower part of the hara there, down into the lower part of the abdomen, around where we're circling with our hands. And then we're going to breathe out. Keeping the hips relaxed, keep that kidney 1 open, keep those yin channels of the legs open. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, this is excellent. We're just going to do a few more breaths, breathing in. Relaxing those hips, keeping those hips relaxed, keep the knees and ankles relaxed, opening up kidney 1, that's it. Okay, nice calming breaths. And we're just going to stop the circling right now. And let's do some doing just to energize those 3 yin channels, really charge up CV4, and then we can go up to the next point. So without further ado, it's got to be one of our most favorite points on the Wednesday class, and that's kidney 1. So no Wednesday would be with the same without activating kidney 1. I feel a little bit inclined to keep my socks on this morning because it's a little bit cold here in Norwich. But I'm going to take them off anyway so you can see exactly where I'm, just in case you're new to the class, you can see exactly where I'm working, which is right in here, 1/3 of the distance down the midline of the foot. We have kidney 1. I'm going to open that up. Okay, we've actually got the liver channel, actually strangely enough runs along the top of the foot. You wouldn't really expect that with the yin channel, but it runs along here and then it goes up the inside of the inside the leg. This is the liver channel. Remember liver 3 that we did way back in the spring last year when we were doing the 5 element circuit. So we're going to open up liver channel, and then if you remember the spleen channel, and that's the one that gives you the lifting feeling, especially spleen 3, this is this point around here, is very good for lifting the energy up the body. We use it in Shiatsu to treat spleen or stomach earth element related back weakness, for example, because it has a strong upward acting action. It kind of acts as a tonification for the whole spleen channel up the leg. So we're going to give that a little bit of a tap too. So we've got this all around this toe, big toe joint here. That's the liver, and we've got the spleen right along here. And then once we've done that, it's time to get into kidney 1. So we go straight into kidney 1 here, tapping away. Really going to energize that. Opening up. Very good. Very good. Okay, so essence, if you remember, is related to the kidney channel, and it's to do with our prenatal energy. It's what we get from our parents, and it's something that we kind of use up as we go through life. We supplement it by qi that we get from food and from air, and that's why there's so much emphasis on good diet in Chinese medicine. Good diet, good lifestyle, and good breathing. They're kind of like the 3 things. The lifestyle helps, by not burning the candle at both ends and everything, helps conserve the kidney essence. Good diet and relaxed eating helps the postnatal qi, which again circulates back down into the lower abdomen to give us more power. That would be kind of the adrenal system in Western medicine. And then good breathing is emphasized. That's low abdominal breathing or diaphragmatic breathing is emphasized as well. They're the 3 kind of pillars of health in Chinese medicine: lifestyle, breathing, and diet. So something we're very familiar with now. So let's go through. Here's spleen. I'm just going to tap along this part of the foot here just to activate that spleen, just to give us a bit of lightness by using the spleen channel. That's along this part of the foot, along the inside of the foot here. And I'm going to open up here, open up the liver channel. The liver channel runs along the front of the foot. You wouldn't really expect that. You'd think it would all kind of go down this way. But there's a reason for that, because that point, that liver 3 point, is very similar to large intestine 4, and that's the so-called 4 gates they use to treat pain in the body. Yeah, they're a kind of matched pair of points. You think it's the same, kind of in the same place on the foot and the hand. Okay, so let's just get this kidney. We're just going to get this kidney 1 really activated, and then we'll see if we can feed that into the gate of origin by activating the kidney, spleen, and the liver channels. Socks are going on, I can tell you. It's a little bit cool here today. Right, very good. Pop the chair out of the way. Okay, so let's just check in and see how that feels. I'm going to put my hand over CV4, again, the gate of origin point, and I'm going to open up my awareness to kidney 1 and see what that feels like. Let's just relax and really enjoy that feeling. And there we have it, that kind of resonance you get there between kidney 1 and CV4 is a really beautiful feeling of pure yin energy there, activated by kidney 1, and it's kind of calm, it's grounded, but there's also a certain amount of uplift there, support by the yin bringing us up. So now all we need to do is join up the dots. We're going to join up kidney 1 with CV4. Remember that all the 3 yin channels of the leg connect up into the gate of origin. So let's get tapping. I'm going to start off with the spleen. I'm going to link it with spleen 3 that we did on the foot. That's just on the inside. And go up through the inside of the leg. That's right. And then we're just going to tap down the stomach channel and the outside front of the leg. I'm going to tap up the inside. It's the spleen and down the stomach channel. The main emphasis is just getting from spleen 3 up into that gate of origin, and that's because the spleen channel gives us that nice light feeling. And now we're going to switch to the liver channel, which is on the middle of the inside of the leg. Pretty much, we're going to go up here, that goes up, again it goes into here, and that connects with the movement of channel energy. Go down the outside of the legs, and inside. Okay, and down the outside. Right, here we go. And now finally the kidney channel. So down the outside of the legs. Now we're going to switch into kidney 3 behind the ankles and up the inside of the inside back of the legs. And that again goes right up into this point here. And then going down the bladder channel, down the back of the legs, just to provide a circuit down the water element meridians. Okay. Nearly there. One more circuit. Up kidney channel. Excellent. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Shaking the legs out. Okay. And now, rubbing the hands together. Palms over the gate of origin, CV4. Okay. Opening up kidney 1. And again, relaxing the hips. And what a lovely feeling we've got there. Can you feel that tingling feeling up the yin channels? A really nice calm feeling right through into the hips, activating the lower part of dantian. It's all kind of tingly and really kind of nice yin feeling. Okay, which brings us to point of the week, okay, which is the other half of the dantian. And this is the yang aspect of the dantian. If gate of origin is the yin, then CV6 is the yang, and I'll show you where it is. We've got CV4, the gate of origin. It tonifies the essence and kidney key, so it's that more yin aspect. The essence is more the yin aspect, and it's the meeting place of all of those 3 yin channels there. And I'm going to just go to the next one. Here we go. And this is CV6 which is the C of Qi. And what it does is it tonifies the kidneys, the Qi, and the Yang, okay? Woohoo, which is what we need as a group generally. If you remember, we did those polls early on. Now, look where it is. It's much higher up. It's 1.5 inches below the navel. It's like just below, exactly. It's like 1.5 body inches below the navel. So if you imagine you're dividing up into 5 again, and you go down 1.5, that is CV6. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, or what I'm going to do, what I'd like us all to do, is just see if we can feel a difference when we activate the CV6, because if the Chinese classics are right, then we would expect it to be more tonifying of Qi and Yang than the CV4. So let's just try that and just show you how to find it. We've got, again, the top of the pubic bone, the navel. So if you imagine that is divided up into 5 again, so that would be like 2.5 body inches there. So 1.5 inches below the navel will be around here, won't it? Just around there. Okay, so I'm going to mark that point there, and I'm going to place my hands over that point, okay? And we're going to stand again, and this time we're going to use this technique to activate CV6, okay, which is the tonifying point for the Yang and the Qi. Okay, I'm just going to flash it up one more time, just in case you want to have another look. Okay, there it is. It's the C of Qi, 1.5 body inches below. And just to contrast that, if we just flip back one more, see how CV4 is that much lower down than CV6. Okay, got it? Okay, cool. So now let's just see what effect it has. We've already felt that really deep yin effect there of activating CV4. So now we're going to go up just below the navel to it's a much higher point, and it's a more yang point. So now we're going to relax the shoulders, and we're going to start activating it again. And I'm focusing right around CV6, so my navel is here. I'm just circling right around here, which is where the point is, just around there. And let's see what happens. Okay, now we've already activated the yin, so we can feel that connection with the earth. Kidney 1's nicely opened up and everything. But now let's see what happens to our body energy when we activate CV6. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just tune into what's happening in your whole body. And this will depend a bit on how your production of key organs and how your 3 burning spaces or your 3 burners are all operating. It'll depend a bit on what happens, exactly what will happen. But the main thing is, can you feel a difference between activating this point and activating CV4? Let's just do it for a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to breathe in, and we're going to descend the Qi from the breath down into CV6. And breathing out. Okay, now there's a good chance that you're going to feel more happening in this part of the body, because what it's doing is it's basically activating the production of Qi in the body. And what that will do is the likelihood is you'll either feel it in the middle burner or the upper burner, or you'll just feel it warming the lower burner. But it's more of this kind of yang aspect of generating Qi, rather than this lower point, which is more of a downward action. So just out of interest, if we just do that and just remember what it was like to do this point here, CV4, and then go back up to CV6 again. I'd be interested to know, and we're going to have a poll in a second, whether you can feel a subtle but important difference between CV4 and CV6. And if you've got any particular experiences that you want to share in the chat, I'm sure Basti would be interested to hear if you want to take a little break. But let me just run that poll right now and just see whether you felt a difference between CV4 and CV6. Yeah, here we go. Can you feel a difference between CV4 and CV6? I'm going to share that poll if you want to take a little break out for a second, and we'll just see Maybe you didn't, maybe you're not sure. Okay, so most of you can feel a difference. Okay, that's really encouraging. If you couldn't feel a difference, that's absolutely fine too. And it's probably to do with the balance of yin and yang in your body. It could be you're so balanced between yin and yang that it was basically had the same effect. So let's continue with that exercise. And what we're going to do now is we're going to build up from CV6, and this is what we need as a group because we need more Qi. We're going to build it up and we're going to get the whole Qi system activated through the whole body. Okay, so what we need to do first of all is we're going to integrate now CV6 and CV4, because what we normally do, and this is what we've been doing for the last 85 weeks up until now, is we normally circulate around between CV6 and CV4. Remember, that's what we've been doing. We've been going around this area. Now you know why, because what we've been doing is activating the gate of origin and activating the C of Qi. So we're going yin, yang, yin, yang. It's kind of like a yin-yang thing. But now this gives us another level of sophistication, because if you are feeling a little bit tired and you need more activity, then you can focus more on CV6. And if you feel you need more grounding and you need more calming, then you can focus a little bit more on CV4. And that subtle change will just tweak the lower dantian more towards yin and yang. Okay, so that's just another little bit of a deeper experience of the lower dantian. But for now, what we'll do is we'll just activate both together for a moment before we get into the other burners. So when we do this and we activate CV4 and CV6, we'll get a combination of opening here, opening up this yang here, and a combination of that and opening up the yin aspect as well. And that gives us a nicely balanced activation of the lower dantian. Let's just do that for a moment. We'll take some nice deep breaths in. And we're getting that breath down into the lower burner. Keep that hips really relaxed. Okay, you see now why we're taking a little break away from the organ meridians like the lungs and stomach and everything, and investigating the conception vessel, because these points are incredibly important and they are really, really useful to know for internal energetics and working on our own energy. Okay, so here we go, just a shake out. Okay, so now that's really activated the lower burner, yin and yang, and the way we're going to get the whole Qi system working, especially for today, because we need that upper burner and middle burner to be worked on, is we need to really activate the middle burner. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the yang channels of the middle burner to really open this up and really work it. First of all, let's just do a little bit of Anpuku therapy. We're just going to do some gentle pressing in around the lower part of the ribs. Okay. Really recommended that the whole middle burner feels open and relaxed. So if you feel any tension here, or any blockages, or any just feeling of heat or anything like that, it's a really good idea to just work it, gently pressing in and working away from the center line here. Okay, and now let's use the stomach and the gallbladder channels to work this whole middle burner. So let's start off with the liver and gallbladder. Remember, we can start off here at liver 13 and going up to 14, all around the top, front part and side part of the rib cage. And then once we've done that, we can go round into the gallbladder channel, and we can go down the gallbladder channel. This is the yang channel, take the liver, and then up the liver channel again. Okay, so this time, instead of focusing on to CV4, we're going up into the middle burner, connecting the channel with the middle burner there. Okay, there we go. Down the gallbladder channel and up the liver channel. And we go up, right to here, and down. Okay, now we're doing the stomach channel down the abdominal muscles here and down into the stomach channel, the outside front of the legs. And we're doing this to release the middle burner. So if you find any point, like I've got one here, that really feel that releasing here, you can do a little bit more there. Working down. Summit 36, one of the most famous points on the body. Always good to give it that bit of a tap. Up. Spleen channel that runs up here again into the middle burner. So all these channels are really good for moving the chi in the middle burner. And spleen. And stomach. Excellent. Okay. Very good. A bit of a shake. Should we just shake out the legs and just shake the diaphragm? Very good. Excellent. Okay, time to do a bit of a liver twist. We're going to have that head floating up and we're going to go left and right. Let's get that again, middle burner, focusing my attention here and twisting, getting that middle burner as loose as we can. The middle burner is related to the digestion. Again, center of the postnasal key, the energy we get from food and drink. So we need to keep that nice and relaxed and open, especially if we're in a stressful environment. We'll keep really relaxed by doing these exercises, and then making sure that when we're eating, that we eat slowly in a stress-free environment. Okay, that's very important for digestion, and it was highly emphasized in Chinese medicine that you take your time with meals and don't distract yourself by looking at the news or looking at your phone and stuff like that. You just want to focus on the food, chew it well, and just make sure this whole area is really nice and relaxed. And that gives us, again, a really nice, calm and nurtured feeling. Okay, middle burner sorted. Let's just see. We've got the lower burner. Let's just do a nice breath into there, breathing in. Open up that kidney one, keep those yin channels open, and we're going to breathe out. Okay, very good. Now, what about the middle burner? We're going to go up into the middle burner, breathing in. Okay, get that breath right the way through into the diaphragm, hold it there. Okay, and we're going to do a long exhalation. We're just going to get that diaphragm really relaxed all the way through, relaxing the stomach, relaxing the liver and the gallbladder. Okay, let's just do 2 more breaths, breathing in. Relaxing the shoulders. Let's just get that really nice calm feeling there in the middle burner. Okay, very good. Okay, now we can move on to the upper burner, which won the poll, I seem to remember, with 41%. So there's 2 things we need to do. We need to calm down the heart and open that up, and we need to get the lungs, bringing that chi in to connect with the middle and the lower burner. So let's just do that. I'm just going to shake out. We're going to open up lung 1, which is this area here. Okay, we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Make some sounds. Open up the whole one area here. And we're going to go down towards the thumb. This is where the lung channel runs. And then we can go back up the large intestine. Remember, this one is in a similar place to liver 3 on the foot. It's used for treating pain in the body. Large intestine 4, really important point, again, for obstruction in the body. Then go up here and round. On the top one. And we go down and round again. Very good. Okay, and then the same thing the other side. I'm getting a nice hollow here, right in there. There's lung 2 right there, and lung 1 is just here. That's where the lung channel enters the body. It actually goes up into the throat and goes deep into the lung tissue from there. It's really important to get that opened up. Excellent. Very good. Breathing out. Okay, and then we're going to go down like this, And we're going to just shake out towards our first finger and our thumb. And then we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Opening up those lungs. Very good. Breathing in, breathing out. So I'm stretching back like this and opening up that lung channel up into the thumb. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. Okay. That's better. Okay, so now we're at the lung Mako exercise. This is a special meridian stretching exercise. We're going to link the thumbs like this behind the back. We're going to point our first finger up towards the ceiling. We're going to breathe in. We breathe out. We're going to open up lung 1 and 2 and stretch up towards the ceiling there. Excellent. Coming out, breathing in again. Breathing out. Stretching towards the ceiling. And breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's check the 3 burners again. We're going to check the lower burner. We're going to breathe into that lower burner together. Breathing in. Open up that kidney 1. Keep that feeling of connection with the earth. Hold it. And breathing out. Very good. Okay, now we're going to go up to the middle burner. Breathing in. And we're going to breathe out slowly. Okay, now upper burner people, if you feel the upper burner is really active now after the lung, it was probably the lung that you needed more of. So let's just put our hand in the center of the chest there. We're going to breathe into this area here. And then breathe out. Okay, now if that feels okay to you, it's probably the lung that you needed. But if it's feeling a little bit tight in the upper chest, maybe a bit weak and a bit fluttery, then we need to activate the pericardium channel mainly to regulate the heart in the upper burner. And we can do that by tapping here, around here. Now, if you're feeling a bit weak and watery, you might just want to do it nice and gently and just do it in a more tonifying way. But if you've got obstruction here, maybe stress is causing obstruction here, then I recommend you just go a little bit deeper, just once it's comfortable and get that moving. I'm going to go down towards the middle finger, that's the pericardium channel, and then up back of the palms, which is the paired yang channel. And so we're just releasing this area here, and around. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're just working on the upper burner, because the upper burner is also related to the production of Qi, and that links with CV6. So we're basically activating all this energizing part of our body, having already connected down and connected to the Yin with CV4. So we're really using those 2 dantian points, the CV4 and CV6, as our Yin and Yang tonifying points. Tonifying the Yin, our connection with the earth, and tonifying Yang, which is the connection with the Qi and ultimately with the heavens. We're just taking it all onto another level now after 85 or something Wednesday classes. We're just getting down really deep now into the internal energetics of these points. Okay, here we go. Just make sure this is all nicely loosened up. Very good. Okay, how about some nice stretches for the pericardium channel? We're going to breathe in. Breathe out, stretching towards the middle finger. Relaxing the chest. Excellent. Breathing in. Really enjoy that opening feeling in the chest as we breathe out. Should be nice and freed up as well by that all that dough in. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, excellent. So let's just check in with the 3 burners again. We're opening up kidney 1. We're just going to do a breath into each burner, breathing into the lower burner. My hand is covering CV4 and CV6. I'm breathing into that area relaxing the hips. We're opening up our connection with the earth, breathing out. Very good. Middle burner, breathing in. Feel it all the way around into our back, through the diaphragm. Hold it. Slow exhalation. Open up the middle burner. Excellent. So now we go for the upper burner. You should feel nice and open, but also kind of relaxed. Let's do that, breathing in. Okay, and then breathing out. Okay, now remember last week we did a connection between the gate of origin, and I know that brought up a lot of emotional kind of things for some of you on the chat. I remember getting some feedback on the chat. But let's just contrast the gate of origin and the Qi of Qi with CV17, which is this emotional center of the body. So I'm placing a hand here, which is in the upper heater. I'm going to place this hand down as low as I can, just above the pubic bone, so right on CV4. Okay, let's just do a few breaths connecting this. So I'm breathing in, I'm connecting the upper burner with CV4. Now this should give us a kind of calming yin type connection. Let's just see what happens. Relax those hips, open up kidney 1. There we go. Okay, let's just do that again, breathing in. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, keep that heart 1 open. Okay, and just tuning into the energetic effect of gate of origin and CV17, the upper, the middle dantian, or the upper heater, breathing in. Connecting. Very good. Okay, now to balance that out, I'm going to bring my hand up so it's just below the navel, and that should give a more of a kind of energy connection there rather than a yin connection. Let's just try it and see what happens. Okay, breathing in. Okay, can you feel that? That's not so much of a grounding kind of calming, it's more like an energizing, a kind of more active connection there. So let's just do that 2 more breaths. Okay, so there we have it. We've got a 2-minute little energizing exercise you can do during the week. If you're starting to get too agitated, get that hand down the gate of origin and do this connecting, and that will just bring you down, calming down. If you're feeling a bit weak, like you need more energy, then we can activate CV6 and get more of this Qi energy flowing more in the upper body. Okay, useful tips from the Chinese classics there. Okay, so a little bit of a shakeout now. We've got the gate of origin and the Qi of Qi. And just to reinforce that, I'm just going to flash up the slides just one more time. Okay, so there we have the Qi of Qi, which is the more yang aspect of the lower dantian. And we've got CV4, which is more of the yin aspect because it's to do with the gate of origin, and it's to do with the essence, which is more yin, and it also links the 3 yin channels. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed that. I was really looking forward to this week, feeling the difference between those 2 points. And in fact, in Shiatsu, sometimes when we do energy scanning, we can actually just tune into the state of the yin in the client's body, energy field, and contrast that with the Qi just by tuning into those 2 points. And that's kind of sometimes what we'll do when we're doing the Hara diagnosis. I'll just place my hand on the lower part of the Hara, and then just by tuning into those 2 points, you get a pretty good idea of what's needed. So there we are, another insight into the world of the Shiatsu practitioner that you may not have known about already. Okay, so here we go. Now it's time to get those yang channels cleared out. We've got to make sure now that the yang channels that go from the head are all cleared out and open, just to make sure the head can connect with the yang above us. Okay, so we've got plenty of time to do that. Let's start off with working the forehead. So I'm just going to tap the forehead. And this is the bladder channel here. It runs right over. It runs from this point here, bladder 1, doesn't it? All the way over onto the back of the neck. Okay, and then tapping the sides of the head. These points go from the eyes, by the way. They're very good for eyes, eye problems. This is the gallbladder channel, side of the head. Okay, and then if we go down onto the sinuses, this is more the front, and this is more the area of the stomach. So we've got bladder, gallbladder, and stomach. Basically, it's the back, the sides, and the front. So I'm just going to tap around here. These are really important points for the sinuses. And then down underneath the cheekbones. And then if you go from here, around here, like this, you'll get to the jaw. And this is a really good place to press around here. All around here. Get that jaw nice and relaxed. Okay, and we go around here. Okay, just have a feel around, see if there's anywhere else that you need to do. Wiping the eyes is a good idea. Just gently wiping and pressing around the eyes. Pulling the ears. Just have a little bit of a tap round, make sure that the whole head and face is nice and cleared out. Excellent. Okay, so now it's time to work down through the neck, and we're going to squeeze the Scm muscle here. This is where the stomach channel runs, by the way, and on the front of the Scm muscle, as you might imagine, it comes down this way. It goes down the front of the body, down to the front of the legs. So it's a good idea to get that nice and released. Got that? I'm just squeezing it with my fingertips and with my knuckles, kind of thing like this. There we go. Okay, so that's time for the back of the head. Always a good place to work, isn't it, the neck? So we can either use tapping, whatever you prefer. Tapping is quite good. This is the bladder channel. Remember this point here, bladder 10. Really good for opening up the whole neck and right down into the back. And then we've got gallbladder 20. This is a really good point for the eyes, slightly more up towards the opposite eye. Both really important points for the head. And then we're squeezing down like this. And then once we get down to here, this is where we need gallbladder 21. This is the point on the top of the shoulders. It's a really good point for sending energy down away from the head if it kind of gets up into the head. And it goes down through the yang aspect of the body. So once we get to here, then it's time to switch to the yang channels in the arms and legs, because we want to complete the movement down from the head, down the arms. So let's just go down 3 times down the arms. This is covering all the yang channels of the arms. Starting off nice and high on the shoulders, and going down towards the hands, and then brushing off vigorously. Just shaking that out, keeping the jaw relaxed, and shaking out any tension that comes out through the head and neck and down through into the hands. Okay, and similarly, we've got the gallbladder channel, the stomach channel, and the bladder channel. That's really worth going all the way down. Just going to go down. Just going down this time. Down the fronts of the legs. Down the sides of the body. And then finally, we can work the back. And we can do that by tapping as high up as we can. Or if you're working with a friend, if you've got 2 of you, it's a good chance to tap each other on the back. If you can't do that, then you need to just do this. See if you can reach it only just that reach there. down as low as I can, and then picking it up here. And down the backs of the legs. Brilliant. Okay, excellent. Just shaking out my spine, just trying to get the whole spine connected up here. Relaxing the jaw, shaking down the whole spine. So if you can get all those vertebrae just moving about a bit. And then hopefully, in the last few minutes, we can start joining it all up by connecting heaven and earth again. So we're going to open up kidney 1. Now that we've cleared the yang channels out and we've got this nice vertical axis through the conception vessel, we should be able to focus on the top of our head, governing vessel 20. That's another point that's coming up soon on point of the week. Floating the head up. See if you can release that bladder 10 right around here, around the base of the cranium. And imagine you've got that feeling of the whole spine all the way down through into the sacrum, just hanging down from that connection from the top of the head. Okay, and that's our yang connection. Now we're going to open up kidney 1. Open up all those channels on the inside of the legs and bring them up into CV4. Got it? And now shifting our attention up to CV6. So that's a little bit higher up, connecting further up the body. Okay, very, very good. So now let's open up the armpits. And let's just finish off with this Tai Chi breathing, and we're going to integrate yin and yang. We're going to keep that kidney 1 open, and we're going to just allow ourselves to sink down, suspended from above, breathing in, and then lifting up from the head top. Okay, concentrating on the head top, lowering down, breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in. Okay, so that's our yang connection, a nice healthy release in the upper body, nice feeling connection with the heavens. Now we're going to open up kidney 1. We're going to think right down to the earth. We're going to feel the substance of our body. We're going to breathe in, go down and sink down. And now we're going to push up. Imagine you're pushing up from the center of the earth. Feel the solidity of our body all the way through. Breathing out. Breathing in. Okay, and breathing out. Okay, so we're concentrating on the soles of the feet, connecting down into the earth and pushing up. Okay, now we're going to combine it. Finally, we're going to combine yin and yang. So sinking down into the earth, concentrating on the head top and floating up. And this is our chance to really experience a balance between yin and yang. So we're sinking down and right into the center of the earth. Breathing out, floating the head up. Breathing in. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we're just going to relax and just really enjoy that feeling of just being poised between heaven and earth. And that's our mission for this week, just to see if we can see if we can cog back into that feeling whenever we can. Okay, well, I hope you really enjoyed as much as I did going deeper into CV6 and CV4. And there we are. I'm just going to revise them again for you. CV4, gate of origin, and CV6, the sea of Qi. 2 really powerful points that make up that circle that we've been doing for the last 85 weeks. Just going to pop on the chat and just say bye to everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Basti, for looking after the chat. And I'll see you next week, and we'll continue our amazing journey up the conception vessel channel, there's still lots of exciting points on the conception of the governing vessel, which will take us up to the new year. And then we're going to do a whole year around the meridian cycle. Looking forward to that. So thanks very much, Basti. And thanks to everyone for tuning in. Tell all your friends. We've still got plenty of room on the class if you've got any friends who want to join. Okay, see you next week.